Welcome to the Calico Mountains Archaeological Site. Established in 1964, the Calico Mountains Archaeological Site is the only dig site in the Western Hemisphere directed by Dr. Louis Leakey, who is world-renowned for his early man discoveries at Olduvai Gorge in Africa. He was project director here until his death in 1972. Calico has certain rules that we respectfully ask you to follow. First of all, please do not collect any of the rocks, plants, or animals that you see at the site. Calico is a working archaeological site, and surface artifacts help us to find new dig areas. We highly recommend that you bring water, hat, sunscreen, and hiking shoes. Our trail begins at the archaeological dig sign created by volunteers. The sign features a number of famous archaeological locations. It is a valued part of our project. On the right, you will see our memorial to Ruth D. Simpson, archaeologist and project director after Louis Leakey. D. Simpson was instrumental in establishing and funding work here at Calico. The crew steps were created in 1963 for Dr. Leakey and the workers to get to the dig pits. They were used until a new trail was created in 1968. Here we see the bentonite mine, which covered nearly all of the lower basin at one point. Bentonite is a clay used commercially as a lubricant and to line swimming pools. The bentonite mine at Calico is no longer in use. Further up the trail are a number of non-working pits. These excavations have nothing to do with the mine. They are the original pits that Dr. Leakey started. The pits are up to 25 feet deep and can be hazardous. They are fenced for your safety, but peeking in, you can see artifacts protruding from the walls. When the original excavators dug, they cataloged the non-artifactual rocks and put them either in a sluice or in piles along the hill. That allowed them to keep track of where the rocks came from in case a visiting archaeologist or geologist wanted to see them. Speaking of geology, you may also see a long trench snaking through the hills. This trench is almost 500 feet long and was dug to better understand the geology and artifact distribution of this site. We are working on creating a new pit, not yet open to public excavation, and we look forward to being able to allow volunteers to dig here soon. If you volunteer to dig, you will be meeting the team and going to the rock wren pit. This excavation is named for the hike to the rock wren nest that led to its discovery. This pit is relatively shallow and is the only area currently open for excavations. Here, our pit supervisor explains the procedures that we use at Calico.
And I'm going to show you how this works. When the people come first, we will give them all the tools. What the people are doing here is not digging, people are scraping, and people need a lot of patience. We have divided the whole site over there into different squares. Everybody is supposed to get a square.
We are looking for artifacts. Artifacts are rocks that have been altered by humans. They can be identified by their rock type and by the manner in which the rock is broken. We are looking for hard, glass-like rocks such as jasper and chalcedony. The artifacts at Calico are less refined than points and arrowheads, so do not expect to find arrowheads when you dig here. You may find sharp flakes, the stone cores from which they were removed, and if you're lucky, a variety of specialized implements.
And everything that's found in the first cleanup, it's It's only brushing. We'll not go to the museum, we will just look at it because we don't know where this artifact really is coming from. Then we will take the levels. We're referring to the datums of each and every square. And first we sift the big rocks out and then the smaller ones. Okay, let's see there what we've got. This one, this looks really, really nice. So if we could clean it a little bit. But sometimes we also find nice rocks or fossilized roots. So this is really interesting. If the person is lucky and finds an artifact, we will take a picture of the artifact. We will label that artifact with all the same information that we've got here. The artifact goes into a plastic bag, and eventually the plastic bags will go into the museum together with the label.
There is controversy as to when the artifacts discovered here were made. Radiocarbon dating only works on materials that were alive at some point, making an estimate of age inconclusive using current technology. It's hard to imagine that 20,000 years ago, this entire area was near the shores of Lake Manox. Instead of dryness and desolation, what could be seen here were plants and animals on the shore of a giant lake. While we here at Calico cannot bring back the past, we can endeavor to see the future through our history. Thank you for visiting the Calico Mountains Archaeological Site. We hope you enjoy your visit. If you'd like more information on the Calico Mountains Archaeological Site, you may visit the Victor Valley Museum in Apple Valley. The museum contains artifacts from Calico and exhibits about the Barstow area.